Okay, in this video, we're going to be given an equation in standard form, and we're going to use the x-intercept and the y-intercept to graph the line. So we're going to go ahead and just start with some examples. We'll do one equation from each graph. So let's just pick number 2 here, and we'll pick, it doesn't really matter, number 7, and we will do number 10 and number 15. So we're going to do all 4 of these together, and then the rest of them will be your responsibility. So let's start with number 2. It says negative x plus y equals 4. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to have 2 different equations. I'm going to have negative x equals 4, and I'm going to have y equals 4. Well, this one's already solved for me. I'm done. But this one, I need to divide by negative 1, because it was negative 1x. And I get that x equals negative 4. So when I'm graphing, I'm really taking, this is the x-intercept, and this is the y-intercept. And that's really what I need to know. So let's just look at each of them individually. So x equals negative 4. So let's go back to the grid. X, right here, equals negative 4. So that would be on the left, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's that point, and it says y is positive 4. Positive 4 here. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's that one. So there's my 2 points, and you're going to have a ruler, so you're going to have a much better line, but I'm going to try to connect these two with a straight line, and notice how it passes through S, this letter right here, S. So that's how we're going to do the riddle. Every one of your equations, or your graphs, should pass through a letter, and then you use it to find a riddle. So number 2 is complete. Let's look at number 7. Alright, so we have 2 equations. We have 4x equals negative 12. Clean that up. And then we have 3y equals negative 12. Well, these are just one-step equations, so we're going to solve x is being multiplied by 4, so we're going to divide by 4. And negative 12 divided by 4 is negative 3. Then we're going to divide by 3 over here, and we get negative 4. So x-intercept, negative 3. So that would be 1, 2, 3, right there. And the y-intercept is negative 4. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's that one. So I got my 2 points, and now it's just a matter of connecting the dots. And I'm going to try to do that. And I don't know if it was supposed to pass through A or D, but when you use a ruler, you'll be able to figure that out, because my line is just too crooked. If you have trouble, raise your hand and I'll help you with the ruler, and we'll figure it out together. But I know those points are correct. So it should pass through. It might pass through A. It could go either way, really. Alright, next we're going to do 10. 3x minus 2y equals 9. Alright, so I'm going to make my 2 equations. 3x equals 9, and negative 2y equals 9. Here I'm going to divide by 3, and I'm going to get that x equals 3, because 9 divided by 3 is 3. On this side, I'm going to divide by negative 2, and I get that y is negative 9/2. Well, if you take -9 and divide it by 2, you're going to get 4.5. So I'm going to rewrite it as 4.5. I'm just going to say 4.5, -4.5. And I'm going to use these two to graph. Alright, so we have x equals 3. So we're going to go back here, and x equals 3 is 1, 2, 3. There's your dot. That's a little bit off, and I'm having a hard time keeping this neat. But you'll do a better job when you have paper and pencil. And then the other intercept is y equals -4.5. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4.5 would be in between 4 and 5, so it would be halfway. So that looks about right. And now I'm going to try to connect this dot. So we'll try our best. And it looks like it's trying to pass through U. Alright, we have one more, and then the rest of them I'm hoping that you're able to do by yourself, which I'm sure you are. Make sure you try before you ask questions. Think for yourself first, and then ask me if you can't figure it out. So let's do 15. Okay, so it was -3x plus 5y minus 15 equals 0. Well, the first thing that we need to do is move that 15 over, because don't forget, we're trying to get it into this format. We can't do our job unless it is in this format. So the 15 needs to be moved over on the other side of the equation. So the very first thing we're going to do is add 15. These go away, and then we get -3x plus 5y equals 15. And this is where we're going to start. Alright, so we have -3x equals 15. Then we have 5y equals 15. And again, don't forget, every time what we're really doing is we're making this go away and finding that answer. Then we make this go away and we find that answer. So whenever you make x 0, you find the intercept for y. When you make y 0, you find the intercept for x. Okay, so we're going to divide by -3 on both sides, and we get that x equals -5. So there's one intercept. Then over here we're going to divide by 5, and we get that the y-intercept is +3. So let's go back to the graph and graph these. So again, the x-intercept is -5. So -5 looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So put a big dot there. And then the y-intercept was +3. So we're going to go up 3. So 1, 2, 3. And there's our 2 points. So now you need to take your ruler and make sure you're precise in connecting those dots. And it looks like to me that it passes through B. So you need to really check the second one we did. I think it was number 7. Make sure you get those dots precise, because I couldn't tell with my crooked line which letter it was supposed to pass through. If you have any troubles, make sure you raise your hand and ask for help. Otherwise, show me when you're done this page, and I'll give you credit for your work.